I need you to promise me you're not going to have an inflated ego or get a big head about the fact that your child's name could be in this list, okay? I am making a bold statement when I say these are the best boy and girl names in the top 1,000 in the US. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Names with Steph YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. I'm a baby name consultant, and I talk about baby names and I look at baby names all the time, okay? I even have an entire video on how to pick the perfect baby name if you are interested in that. It's like a step-by-step process you can do with your partner. Anyway, today's video was pure torture for me because the longer I'm a name consultant, the easier it is for me to love every name. The easier it is for me to find something beautiful about every single name. And so when I asked myself, like, I decided to make this video, so it's on me. But when I asked myself to narrow down the top 1,000 baby names to 25 girl names and 25 boy names, I panicked. I asked my Patreon members for a little bit of help, but I mostly did it myself and did some like cross-referencing with the people that made suggestions. I do think there are some names that are just universally amazing and beautiful. They are well loved by all, and they fit in every family and almost with every surname. And I just find it to be like an interesting challenge to do this, honestly, more than anything. Don't ask me to do the worst baby names in the top 1,000. I mean, would I do that? I'm not sure. Hopefully no one asks for that because I think it would be really difficult. Every name has its own unique, beautiful aspect. And I just wanted to see if I could pick like my top favorites. As someone who lives and breathes baby names like every single day, who is always asking people, what's your kid's name? And who's always thinking about what names go well together. It's a very intuitive process for me. I personally am more drawn to uncommon baby names, unique, rare, whimsical baby names. However, these are the names that are being used. These are the names that are ranking in the United States. And these are the names I wanted to look at and see if I could choose, if I could narrow it down to my top favorites. There was no way I was going to rank these, so they're just in alphabetical order. The first name I have for you guys is Araceli. I think this name is absolutely captivating. That is the perfect way to describe it because it looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. I think it's so interesting and unique, but at the same time, warm and cozy and memorable. I don't know. I can't say enough good things about it. It might be one of the more difficult names on my list to spell, which I know people love, easy to say and spell, which I have tons of those as well, but I had to put Araceli in because it was so captivating to me. Next up, we have the name Aria. It is just so beautiful and short and, poetic and lyrical and musical. You know what I mean? Everyone loves a 4-letter name. We love a short vowel name. Aria definitely had to make the list. You will see more short vowel names on my list for sure. Next up is Beatrice. I love the nickname options. You could have Bee or Trixie or Trissy. I don't know. There's just so many ideas here. It is just one of those names that it feels so vintage, wholesome, and beautiful and elegant. I find it just stunning, to be honest. Continuing on, we have a more gender neutral name, but it's very cool, girl. This would be one of those alternative feminine names that I talk about a lot. We have Blair. Absolutely love Blair. And then Charlotte. Now, I do have some names from the top 10 and in the top 100 on this list because we have to consider the entirety of the top 1,000, right? So I have Charlotte in here. I just can't find anything wrong with this name. It is just beautiful. It feels so different than your typical hyper feminine names because it doesn't end with an A. I love the nickname of Lottie or Charlie for a more masculine vibe. I think it is just perfection, and Charlotte had to be on this list. Next up, we have Cora. Cora is simple and beautiful. You want easy to say and spell, but something that still kind of stands out and is very elegant and short. Cora. Cora's for you. The next name is one I have recommended to tons of clients and people have loved and chosen. I have put it in a baby name skit. I have talked about it endlessly. It is the name Elowen. Both spellings are now ranking in the top 1,000. This was not the case before, but I have been talking about this name for years. I think it is such a beautiful, so it's a nature name, Cornish meaning elm or elm tree. I think it is just so effortlessly cool and also effortlessly beautiful. I think it has the best flow. It is one of my favorite names. I would even consider putting it on a list for a potential fourth baby that I'm never going to have, I promise. But that is how much I love the name Elowen. Also nicknames Elle, Lo, Wenny, Win. whatever you want. Speaking of 4-letter vowel names, we have Esme. You can't go wrong with Esme, even though it's like kind of different and maybe might be tricky for some people. Almost every single person has seen this name and knows how to pronounce it. Esme, absolutely beautiful. And then Etta. Etta is so old-fashioned grandma, cool girl. You know what I mean? It's like a mix of both. Because like if you think of the name Ethel, which I also love, but it's very old-fashioned and it's not ranking in the top 1,000. But you look at Etta, it's just got this like very, very fun, playful vibe about it, but also old-fashioned and can stand the test of time. You know what I mean? Moving on to the name Fallon, which is absolutely alternative feminine to a T. I think this is beautiful. There is a radio DJ here or VJ, is that what you call them? In Minnesota, and her name's Fallon. She spells it differently, but I think this name is so cool. How many times am I going to say is a name cool or beautiful? There are more categories than that, I promise. Fallon is also like giving surname vibes. It is just simple. And what's another name for cool? Somebody give me something else besides cool, because I just want to call it cool girl name. Okay, a lot of these names are going to be alternative feminine or very, traditionally feminine. I need to switch arms. Okay, next up we have the name Flora. It is very, nature inspired, and I think still easy to say and spell. I love an F name. I mean, Fallon, Flora. And the L sounds, I don't know, they just soften it and also heighten it. If you have an L sound in your name, you're already like one of my favorites. I don't have that. Stephanie does not have the L sound. The L sound is elite. People love the L names, and they love an L anywhere in a name. So keep that in mind. Moving on to another nature name, Juniper. This one makes me so happy. It feels fresh. It's like an alternative to June. She can go by Junie though, or June, or Junebug. I think it is so fun with that like ER ending, and still very, very beautiful and sweet, and a little bit elegant too. Another surname and nature meaning, we have Lennox. I love Lennox for a girl, and I love Lenny as a nickname even more. Okay, Lucy, what a classic. There is nothing wrong with the name Lucy. It is so easy to use and to be a Lucy. Like, I don't know, I love Lucy, the TV show. I do love Lucy. I think it is just one of those names that makes you feel warm inside and happy right away when you hear it. Hi, I'm Lucy. You can't beat Lucy. Okay, we're getting into the M names, and shockingly, I actually had more than I thought I would, because usually I'm not as big of a fan of M names, but the ones in the top 1,000 were so good, it was impossible to narrow them down, but I did. We have Margaret. You cannot have a list of the best names without Margaret. You might think, what? That's my grandma's name. That's my great-grandma's name. I don't care. Margaret is amazing. The nickname possibilities, we have Maggie, Midge, Madge, Daisy, Pearl. So many good nicknames, and it is just classic. You can't beat the sounds. It's interesting, it's classic, traditional, and it's absolutely elegant and beautiful. Okay, and then I had to choose, because I was like, I can't pick 5 M names. So like, I really wanted Meron, because it means of the sea, and it gives you the nickname of Marnie. I really wanted Margot. Margot is a hot name right now, and ever since the Barbie movie and Margot Robbie, I have been really obsessed with it, but I ended up going with Marlo. That's the one that made the list. I think Marlo is the coolest of the cool girls, and she can go by Lo. I can't really describe it. I have been obsessed with this name for many years now, and I do try to suggest it to people who are looking for this kind of vibe, because I think it is still being underappreciated. It is just perfect. You know how hard it is to talk about names this way? My last video, I did twin baby names, and I didn't recommend a lot of them. That was almost easier. I am running out of different ways to say how much I love these names. Next up, we have Olive. Not Olivia, Olive. Olive, to me, it's like a tree and a plant or a food. It's more punchy. It's cuter than Olivia. I'm gonna get in trouble. There's so many Olivias in the world. It's just not my favorite. I love Liv. I think I even like Livia better than Olivia. I think Olivia is great, and it's pretty, but it's just, I think I just see it too much. And whereas Olive, the way it sounds, even though it's so similar to Olivia, I just think it pushes itself to the top, and it made the top 25. Next up, we have Ophelia, the tragically beautiful Ophelia, taken from the play Hamlet. This name is rising in popularity. I've talked about Ophelia. I feel like I've said this multiple times. She has a tragic ending in the play, but the name itself is beautiful, and it means like help. It doesn't have a negative meaning. It just happened to have a negative association with the play. That to me doesn't bother me. It makes it more kind of like melodramatic and theatrical. I think you can have the best nicknames because you can be Fifi, you can be Leah, you could be Opie. There's just so many cute nicknames, and Ophelia is hyper feminine and beautiful. One of my favorites. Moving on to the letter P, I have two names that are very P heavy. We have Piper and Poppy. I love Piper. It's very alternative feminine, beautiful, easy to say and spell, looks good on paper. And then Poppy, floral, flower name. And I think it can stand alone. Let's try it out, okay? Shall we? We'll use my last name. Hi, my name is Poppy Cofield. It works. It works. I also have a good last name to work with, but still. Okay, we've made it to the last 5 girl names. We have Serafina, another elegant, very feminine, very interesting sounding. I love it because you could go by the classic nickname of Sarah, or you have this beautiful longer version, and I think it's very intuitive to spell. As someone with a PH that is the F sound in their name with Stephanie, I think Serafina is beautiful and easy to say and spell. Next up, we have the name Sylvie, and I had to decide between Sylvie or Sylvia. Essentially the same name though, but I really am drawn to the ones that don't end in A, although I just talked about Ophelia and Serafina. So I do like names ending in A, but I guess if I have the choice, I am much more drawn to Sylvie over Sylvia. And speaking of, I have Valerie next. I love a V name as well. We have Valerie, not Valeria. A lot of these names you can put an A on, but regardless, I just think Valerie is chic. Ooh, I came up with another word right on the spot. Valerie is chic and cool, and I love it. Finally, we have 2 more nature names that you cannot beat. One of them ends in the T sound. We have Violet, gorgeous. It's purple, my favorite color. Everyone looks good as a Violet. You're like, oh, hi, my name's Violet. You look amazing. That's a perfect name. And then Willow is so cool. You know, it ends in that O sound. It's beautiful, nature inspired, amazing. Phew, that was so difficult. I feel like I just ran a marathon talking about 25 names, and there are so many good names out there, so don't be sad. Like, I wanted to put Daphne on this list too. Like, I just couldn't put them all. I had to make decisions. That was hard. Let's go to the boys. Let's see how often I can say the word cool when it comes to boy names, because I fear it will be even more on the girls list. We're going to start with the name Archer. It's easy to say and spell, but it's giving cool guy vibes. See, there it is. But also you can go by Archie, which is sweet and playful. And also Archer, I don't know, it just feels strong. It feels powerful. I think it's a fantastic name, and it's not something that everybody is gonna have. Next up is August, which I find very fascinating because even though it is a month name, most people do not see it and think, oh, were you born in August? Like we do with maybe June or May, or if we see the name Winter, we think you were born in winter. August is very universal. I think we love Augie, we love Gus as nicknames, and it's just a beautiful T ending sound. Moving on to B names, I had to control myself. I could have made an entire list of 25 B starting boy names. They're just my thing, okay? So we start with Beckett because we love Beck. And Beckett is just, it's got the best little meaning about stream and bee cottage, and it is just, it's softer for a boy, I think, and I love that about the name. And then we have Bennett. It's hard to pick my favorite type of like alternative to Benjamin because I also like Benson and Benedict, but Bennett really takes the cake. I've known Bennetts before, and I think it's just a super, super sweet name. And finally, we have a place name on the list. I have been obsessed with the name Boston over the last few years. The more I hear it, the more people talk about it. I am like, this is a perfect name. I know it is a city. I know it's a place. It also stands alone really well. It's cool sounding, and he could go by Boss as a nickname. Tell me that's not great. Next up, we're going into some surnames here. We have Callahan, which I really, really love because I love the nickname of Cal. You could even just go with the 3-letter name of Cal, but if you want that longer version, Callahan is so sweet and lovely. I had to have a name like that on this list. It was either between Callum, which I used to love even more, or Callahan. And then we have Corbin, which means raven or crow. Very beautiful name. I love it. You could go by Corey if you wanted, but I think it has just such a great sound to it, and it's just 10 out of 10 great name. Followed by Dawson, another surname. I love this as a first name for boys. I do love a surname vibe, and this one is one of the best. Then we have Dean, which is one of my favorite one-syllable country-ish vibing name. It's just rugged and cool and just great. I don't know, it's handsome. It's a sweet name. It also works as a middle name really well, but you know, I think you can absolutely use it as a first name. Dean is lovely. Moving on to another softer name, we have the name Ellis. Anything ending in that S sound for boys, like Banks or Brooks, which are not on this list, but I do love those as well. I think Ellis is just amazing. Ellis is really one of those softer, sweeter boy names, and I highly recommend it. Now we have an international name that I put on a lot of people's lists because it feels very universal and it means universe, so that helps. It's a Turkish name, Evren. I just think it's such a good alternative if you want something that, think of Evander or Arden, which is also newly ranking in the top 1,000, I want to say, for boys. But Evren is it's got that really cool sound. It's like Evan, but just slightly different. This is a fantastic name, and I just think it's very multicultural. Next up is Finnegan. We had to get the nickname of Finn in here somehow, and Finnegan is epic, okay? Yes, Finley is adorable, but Finnegan is just extra adorable, you know what I mean? Moving on, we have the name Forrest, which is special to me because it is my maternal grandfather's name. He spelled it with one R. Both are ranking, the one R and the double R. I do love this name. To me, it was just very Grandpa Forrest. Like, that was just normal to me, even though I think most people were like, oh, your grandpa's name is Forrest. I think it is so beautiful, nature inspired, and just sweet. We know I love an F name. One of my sons has an F name, okay? Come on, I can't get away from it. Then we have a name in the top 10, right? We have Henry. Henry is just the sweetest. I love the nickname of Hank, secretly. Kind of wish, I don't know where it came from, why it's Hank from Henry, but I love them both separately. I love them together, but Henry is one that over the years, I just think it really does stay classic. Like, everyone still loves it, as you can see by its rank. And then Holden, for another name that's giving that like country western vibe. Holden is just really sweet. Again, it's a surname, really like it. Moving on to Leland. I think Leland is really cool. I struggled with picking an L name for the boys. Like, I wanted to because I just love them. Leland just kept popping out to me. It was like, pick me. So I picked it. Followed by Milo, which is just top tier adorable. Anything with that O ending, it's 4 letters. It sounds endearing. It's just really sweet. What do you guys think of Milo? Moving on to Onyx. It's giving gemstone, but cool guy. You know what I mean? Like, Onyx is such a badass name. I really do like it. I think it works in the middle spot, first name. Every time I look at it, I'm like, you are so cool. You just look great. Next up is a 1-syllable name that I'm just loving more and more each year, Pierce. I love its softness in the sound, and I just think it's lovely, beautiful, but also strong at the same time. And then we have Rory. Talk about soft and sweet and, kind of lyrical and effortless. Oh, I'm Rory. Definitely a little bit more gender neutral sounding, but I think I prefer it for boys, but very, very beautiful name. Then we have Sebastian, which is one of those names where I don't really meet anyone named Sebastian, but it's ranking so high. I don't understand. I don't know any in Minnesota or in the Midwest personally, but I would love to meet one. I love the nicknames, Baz, Bash, and Seb, Bastian. I think it is just a very interesting name, maybe a little bit tricky to spell, but I do love it so much. And speaking of loving things so much, the name Sunny. I guess I prefer the Sonny spelling for boys, but either one works. You could do it SU. I have loved the name Sunny for many years now, and even though it's giving nickname vibes or it's giving like calling somebody buddy, I don't care. It feels very robust and full name material to me personally. And I absolutely would have considered it for a boy at some point if I wasn't trying to go for EFG with my kids. And one final S name, Soren. Soren is well loved by a lot of people. I love Soren. It has an intense meaning of like stern, but I think it's so tough and strong, and also has that like a lighter beginning sound with the S. Soren, easy to say and spell. It's a real winner. Last two, we're almost done. We have Theodore, which is fantastic. It's in the top 10. I love this name. I do know Theodores. That is a name I do hear a lot in the Midwest, but I love that about it. I love the nicknames of Teddy and Theo. It's adorable. It also kind of makes me think of Alvin and the Chipmunks, and that makes me happy too. And finally, another nature name for boys that I just think you cannot beat. It is Wilder. Yes, people are using it, but not everyone. And I think it's so great because it's giving like adventurous and nature loving, but in a really cool ER ending name. Well, that was quite the list, and I'm exhausted from telling you all the beautiful things about these names. Do not feel bad if your name or your child's name was not on this list, because my name wasn't, my husband's name wasn't, my kids' names aren't, which is the way I like it. But for some of you, don't think that you have a name that isn't as ideal. I just wanted to see if I could pare it down, if I could pick 25 boy and girl names that I loved and that I could like say we're a little above the rest for me in sound and in the way people love them and the way they look and just their popularity, okay? Don't panic, please. Your name is beautiful and your kid's name is beautiful. Don't you forget that, okay? If you really like name videos where it's data driven and from the top 1000, check out my playlist from the archives. Each time I take 1 year and I go through the top 10 names for boy and girl and the end of the top 1000 for boy and girl. And it's very insightful, very interesting to see what's ranking, at 1900 or 2000 or 1975, whatever it may be. Thank you for watching. Like this video and let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions of names you want to see from the top 1000. Happy naming!